Vámonos, mis amigos.
Welcome to Curiosity Public. My name's Dutch.
My name is Jules.
Delectable Dylan. You better change that graphic.
No, it's going to say Delightful Dylan, I think. Welcome to yet another episode of our Ultimate Spirits Competition, our quest to review every sipping spirit on the face of the planet. It's subjected to our crazy hard 100-point scoring system. And in this episode, hitting some tequila with a pretty high-end extra Añejo here. This is Fuenteseca Reserva. This is the 7-year iteration. And I'm kind of looking forward to this one. Some properly well-aged tequila here. Now, this can be a pretty pricey bottle.
Especially for tequila extra. Well, maybe not the extra Añejo.
Yeah, I mean, what's the price range we're seeing, Dylan?
Well, I mean, the Don Julio was that Ultima Reserva was what, $5.99?
Yeah, but for this, what are you seeing for this?
300.
300. Okay, yeah. So we were able to luck out and get it for considerably cheaper, closer to 200, 180-ish. And every once in a while, you can find them for cheaper, so keep a lookout.
Yeah, if people are willing to pay $5.99 for that, Don Julio, I mean, this is a steal, right?
Yeah. So it comes nestled in this cool little box. I don't know, how would you describe its arrangement here?
It's in the box.
I thought you were going to say like coffin.
Let's get rid of this.
Morbid. It is. For you. No.
Remember, I'm delectable.
This time.
Here's the bottle proper. There you see, 7 years old. We've got Master Distiller Enrique Fuenteseca there. So this is NOM 1146. It does come out at a little bit of a higher proof, 42% alcohol, as opposed to the more traditional 40% that you see most tequilas come at. And
man, 1146 sounds familiar.
Oh yeah, well why is that?
I don't know, Dutch.
And then you can see there in the writing that's printed on there the lot, and there is the lot number up there. I don't know what their nomenclature is for that specifically. But yeah, as you mentioned, this is 1146, same NOM as Tears of Aroma, as well as what we're going to be comparing this to in our taste off, which is for members of Curiosity Private. You can watch it either here on YouTube or over on Patreon. We're going to compare this bottle to this bottle, Arte Nom 1146. Which is
also comes in a box.
Also comes in a cool box. We'll get it out of here. So why are we comparing these two? Beside the fact that they're both come in a really cool wooden box.
I don't know. Dutch kept saying, yeah, I think this is the way to do it. And I'm like, I don't care.
Do you concur, Dylan? Crickets.
Yeah. Dylan has no input on this because he wasn't paying attention to what we were talking about. So the reason that we're doing this, again, so same NOM and also kind of a similar aging process in that they did use wine barrels, I believe, for both of these. Dylan's got a little more info. So we're going to get into our tasting of this. If you do want to become a member and watch our comparison, we'll do a blind comparison right after this. For members only between these two, because you're going to save a lot of money on this one. This one's closer to about $90, 90 to 100 versus, anywhere from $2 to $3 to $400 for the super aged stuff. So I'm going to give this a crack. Dylan, what else you got?
So I think it's the way they age this is they age it in used California red wine barrels, and then it's also aged, or the remaining component is aged in dark French oak. So, not the biggest fan of French oak, right? It always gives me this kind of different buttery feel.
The mouthfeel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it can also, it can do some funky things to the flavor too. But let's get into this and see. And we should also point out, we are using tequila tasting glasses here. And if you guys are interested in getting a set of these, you can use the link in the description of this video to link to the very glasses that we use. And it also helps us out a little bit if you buy them using that link.
Drink
Actually,
like
if you buy
this.
anything from that link, it helps us, I think. So
just
go hit that link and just do all your Amazon shopping for the day or the month. All right, let's get tasting. You guys have never had this, right? Because I just had the neck for it, and it's actually
What was the super aged one? Was that the 25-year one? Remember the crazy one?
All I remember is that was amazing.
It was a 24.
Is that the one where we took the glass with us?
Yeah.
I think it was like a 20.
It was 24, I think.
It was 20 something.
Yeah, it was 24,
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, that's the thing is like you just don't see this age of tequila that often.
Right.
I like that one.
That was good.
Yeah. So we should also point out that this bottle and this distillery are well known for using very traditional processes and not using any additives, which are in a lot of tequilas. And we talk about it in a lot of tequila videos. If you want to see our discussion, check out our tequila playlist. And, we review things with additives. We talk a lot about it. And we also talk about some of the brands out there that are doing things the traditional way without using additives, like Fuenteseca.
I don't know. That's a tough one here. Changing too much.
Yeah. All right, we've had some time to taste. We've all scored it independently. We haven't discussed our scores at all. We're going to reveal our scores in just a second. But first, Jules here is going to tell you all about our scoring system.
Ooh, that's right.
5 seconds.
Maybe longer. We got 10 categories that add to 100 points. With that include aroma, flavor, wow. I don't know, body, complexity, balance, finish, uniqueness, drinkability, aesthetics, and value. We do a flavor more at 20 points and aesthetics and value at 5 points each. You can medal in our competition. We score 16 up, go from bronze, silver, gold to diamond.
All right, let's reveal our initial scores. I really want to talk about this one, and I think my score could change because I also want to...
Because the drink's changing.
The drink is changing.
Yeah.
As it's opening up, sitting out. It is evolving, and I do want to give it a little bit long. We gave it quite a while, actually. We cut a lot of dead time there where we were just sitting waiting for it. But I would like to come back to it. But let's get our initial scores, talk about it, and see what happens. So, my initial score, 77.
73.
77.
No way.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah. 77.
Well done.
Dionso.
All right, we're on the same wavelength with this. Let's
Synchronized
kick things off with Aroma 8.
8.
I give it a 7.
Seems a little low.
There was a little bit of, it's a strong 7, but there was I don't know, it felt like there was a hint of something that didn't feel real.
Yes. Yes, I wrote down.
Well, not.
I don't know, something.
You know what it is? This permeated the taste experience for me too. It was like plastic.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
No,
like that.
It's like I was drinking. No, not. It was more like I was drinking it out of a plastic cup.
Yeah,
Like it just kind of was
something.
A tinge of something a little bit off with the nose and the palate. I don't know. That's what came to mind for me.
Me too. That was my
because it really hit me on the palate too.
Yeah,
I don't know. Dylan, what did you think about the aroma?
I mean, you know what I nose like tyramine. That's what I'm nosing. So it's almost like this.
Tara Banks.
Is that what he said?
It's like kind of
Tyramine?
I feel like what I'm
SAT word.
I'm nosing like a byproduct from like making cheese, or byproduct from making wine, or byproduct making from making like a cognac or something like
Yogurt.
something like grape byproduct, which has this like almost the way you're describing it is like almost a synthetic feel, but it's not synthetic in the sense that it's not like some petroleum-based product. It's more like you're describing plastic because that's a petroleum-based product. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that
it's like have you ever cooked like spinach and you have the water and you drink that, you kind of get like that thing that can stay
minerality, like the iron.
Yeah, and you can kind of it's almost more of a sensation more than a taste.
Yes.
It's somewhere between
Something like boiled broccoli. You know what I mean? Like the steam from boiled broccoli.
There's something that just kind of...
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on.
To me, it's not... It's not off-putting per se.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it just kind of...
Yeah.
It feels like a gap.
Like, if I didn't know that this was finished in,
French staves.
California red wine, I would have thought, okay, there's something in here that is... not traditional in any whiskey. It's like this thing that's like out here, like a parallel flavor profile that is not typically seen in whiskey or spirit, but you frequently look for in wines. Like if there are certain types of wines that people look for that's like the old French style or like the earthy styles, and they always focus on like the terroir, right? It's just like this thing that there's something there.
Yeah.
That's the
minerality. I think it's the minerality and the way it's kind of evolved here, and the way it interacts with the other flavors. So, but there's still a lot of good things on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there are layers of flavor, and I thought
definitely the Blancos. I mean, like the Blanco. Definitely the agave's there.
Oh yeah, you're getting your agave, you're getting your vanilla, you're getting your the pepper,
caramel.
spice, the caramel.
And it's an evolved agave. It's not that fresh, bright.
You know what I was looking for though? I mean, the reason it's not a 9 or a 10 is because I want like that cooked.
Yeah, it's not
jammy,
very rich.
yeah. I want that richness, like that I get from a lot of the extra Añejos.
Using his process, if because he has stuff that's much older, 20 some 25-year-old stuff.
Yeah, 21, 24.
And maybe it's just his process is designed to reach those ultra-age things, and the younger ones are more almost experimental in a weird way.
Yeah, I can see that.
Stuff.
So maybe you're not adding the flavor per se, but maybe you're elevating the mouthfeel. Like maybe using that technique, you get more like fatty esters or something, or these compounds that come out.
That's intriguing. All right, let's get to flavor, guys. 17.
17.
I gave it a 16. I had a 17 initially. Actually, I had it at 18, then went down to 17, then went down to 16.
Well, I kind of want to try it again. It's been sitting a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'm going to just see if anything changes for me.
I'll do the same.
So the plasticky thing is a little bit less now. It feels like. I don't know if my palate is just acclimated to it, but it's still, there's still that weird like gap where it kind of slots in, and everything else is good though. There's good spice at the beginning. There's a good sweetness.
Spice at the end too.
It does, and the finish is nice. All that. I mean, the flavor elements are good overall. That plastic thing is really what's keeping me from going any higher than a 17. And like you said with the nose, like I want more richness to this.
Yeah.
Like, all the flavors need to be a little deeper.
So the way I look at this is, it really depends on the perspective. Like, I was drinking this and I thought, man, why do I feel like I'm drinking white wine? Like some version of a white wine.
It's like a buttery Chardonnay.
Yeah, the mouthfeel is very dry.
Yeah.
Like a Chardonnay. At times it's just like almost a Fuma Blanc, or like, it has that thing. But the reason I kept going down was because it wasn't melding together so that I have this like flavor presentation that I would say, oh wow, this is...
Isn't that more balanced though? Because that's
but
where
it just didn't taste...
Me too. And
at like an elevated level for me, like
that's
personally. Fair. Like that's why it didn't come together for me.
Okay. All right, let's move on to the next category. Body. I thought the mouthfeel was actually pretty good. Despite the flavors not having a lot of depth, I felt like it did hit the palate pretty well. I give it an 8.
I gave it an 8. I agree with you. It did hit it.
I give it a 7. Mostly because
I like the way it sits on the palate.
I don't know. There are portions of it where, again, I think because I was getting, what you described, like the plasticky experience, like that was lingering too, in terms of the mouthfeel for me. So it was like,
that did affect almost every category. I feel like if that wasn't there, all my numbers would be
a point up,
one to two on everything. Yeah. I totally agree.
There is a confusing component.
Yeah, it really is. It's hard to
confounds
explain.
the analysis quite a bit.
It does.
Because do you give them extra points for having this? Like for me, like a parallel flavor profile that often is sought after in wines. But then, how do you judge that within the context of a tequila presentation, right?
So, and then I'm also, unconsciously, we'll talk about value when we get there, but thinking for a 7-year-old extra Añejo that's pretty expensive.
Right. Well, this is the other thing I was thinking. I was like, look, I think this could be very, very. It could like split the community in some ways, right, for folks, because either if you really like that kind of dry California white wine type of flavor profile, I could see this as like blowing you away and saying, oh wow, this is an amazing tequila.
This is an easy one to pick to convert a wine drinker to tequila.
But if you aren't that and you were just like, okay, I grew up drinking traditional, very, very traditional, straightforward, non-red wine finished tequila, you're going to be kind of disappointed. You're going to be like, okay, where is it? Where's the flavor?
This is weird.
So I feel like we're going like right in the middle. And hopefully it'll straddle that.
All right, guys, next category, complexity. I did give it an 8.
8.
I gave it a 9 because of everything that I've said. There's two different parallel profiles that are trying to compete with one another. And I said that's a lot of complexity, and it forced me to think a lot for this one. We were thinking about, we need to let it open up. The reason why you're saying all those things is because it's very, very complex. You need time to digest and
you're right.
kind of
Process.
really, process and
Yeah, I'm going up a point to a 9. You're right. I mean, it is, despite the fact that there's something about that doesn't work right. If you're looking at it just strictly by complexity, it is quite a bit more complex than most tequilas.
there's a lot to unpack, right?
Yeah. Jules needs to go up a point.
I'm holding.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're wrong. Okay.
Mark you correctly.
Next category, balance, 7.
I gave it a 7.
This is its weakest point almost.
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, I was close to giving it a 6.
Yeah, I was too.
But 6 meant, you're getting to that
That's a little too
point
low
where
for this.
it's
Right. But it's almost more like, I feel like he meant to do this.
Yeah.
It's more that
Right.
we don't get it.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
weird.
Well, again, I could imagine. Dutch always talks about we need to put ourselves in other people's shoes, like he did in these other reviews. I won't name the name again, but I would say I could see a slice of the population that would really appreciate something like this a lot more. Like they would be, they would raise the flag and say, okay, this is it.
Yeah, no, I understand, and I tried to balance that a little bit, but yeah, ultimately.
Good job.
Next category, finish, 7 also.
I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
Duration's not bad. The lingering flavors don't get better.
Yeah.
I still got that gap, plasticky kind of weird thing.
Yeah, we've had younger,
Better.
like a reposado that had this very proportional length in terms of the finish. So
I think for me too, it's just like there wasn't a standout feature, right? I mean, a lot of it
I hate
too.
the drying.
Yeah, it is dry.
drying.
It wasn't initially, but now the dryness is hitting me.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, next category, uniqueness, 8.
8. I give it an 8.
I give it a 7.
I'm actually tempted to go
to go up.
You know why? Because I was just thinking about this. It's like he's kind of transformed tequila into something else.
Yeah.
It's really,
And from like the
so
process
different.
standpoint, to the package.
and when you just said what you said of like having like a well-aged, like a regular like Añejo,
Yeah.
this is such a different tasting experience.
Yeah. It's true.
I can understand that because when we were trying to
What
figure
did you
out,
change?
So I went up. I'm going up to an 8.
yeah. So I was trying to figure out when we were trying to figure out what can we compare this to for our members. Things like tiers came up, right? Because but then they're like, okay, well that's unique on its own too, and it might not work.
Yeah, different
well.
kind of finishing.
Yeah, and so the fact that we had trouble, trying to find an equivalent and give it justice, tells us that there is definitely a uniqueness here.
Yeah, and also it's very unique to have a 7-year-old extra Añejo.
Yeah, and ideally it would have been interesting to compare this to Don Julio Última Reserva, which was also finished in, right? It was finished in a very unique barrel, but that one had too much of the synthetic sweetness that it would just the comparison wouldn't be fair. Yeah.
Agreed. Okay, next category, drinkability. I ended up at a 7.
Me too. 7.
Yeah, I had an 8, but as I'm drinking this, I'm gonna bring this down to a 7. So.
Yeah, there's something about that thing that just doesn't. It is a little bit drying. It's really good, but it just
I still keep going back to the finish too, man. There's just something that's not.
I mean, full disclosure, I do like white wine, okay?
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't reach for this as a tequila.
that's why I think 7's the right score. I mean,
If I wanted that, that mouthfeel, the dry mouthfeel, and some of the kind of the parallel flavors, I would just go get the white wine, right? I would drink that.
Yeah. Okay, next category, aesthetics. I like the design a lot. I gave it a 4.
I gave it a 4.
4.
Yeah,
4.
It's a great design, cool looking bottles.
Yeah.
The box, even though
You got the wax stamp.
I will say this, and this is a little bit of a critique, is that they're packed really tightly in here with all this, whatever horsehair, and this plastic shield. As you can see, there's a streak down the middle, because the wax label here
Oh, right. When you're
scrapes
pouring
against
out.
it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They need to fine tune it a little bit, but I do like the theme.
Well, maybe that's so that
purpose, so it doesn't
stays.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The wax provides a little cushion.
Yeah. But as a display piece, then it looks all messed up after you open it for the first time. So I don't know, nitpick, but that's why it wasn't a 5.
Have a red streak right in the middle.
It's a soft 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Next category, value. I really had to factor in how expensive it is to create agave spirits, and despite all that, it's a 3.
Oh.
I give it a 2.
I gave it a 2. That is the correct answer right there.
I was originally at
That's
a 2.
really
And
high,
I crossed
I
out my
think.
2 and I
That's
went
really
up
high.
because think about it, man.
Is it high because you bought it?
How much is Ultima Reserva?
That's $5.99.
Okay.
Nobody should be buying
We
that.
bought this for $180. That's the price we paid.
That's you.
That's
and
the
he
price
had to do
we
something
paid.
And you
that
can
we cannot
find it
talk
on sale.
about.
You can find it around $200. And I think for 7-year-old Añejo, 7-year-old tequila. I mean, how expensive it is to harvest.
No, but you have to take into account like
This is one of the most aged tequilas, and you're saying, oh, it's too expensive at $200. And in a whiskey world, you'd be like, oh, you'd pay $500 for this. I don't know. I think
how much was a G4 5-year?
180.
Yeah, 200, dude.
160.
He's right, man. I'm going up.
He's
right.
I think it's not a 2. I think it's
not. Yeah.
The reason I'm not going to say it's a 3 is because
You're going a 3?
to me, this is an academic tequila. To me, I don't think.
I agree,
but it's
what
not.
I'm saying,
It's not crazy at 200.
in this market,
if you can get it at 200.
it could be priced like Ultima Reserva.
Yeah.
You know, it's got an age statement
right.
on it that's higher. It's natural. There's no additives. They're not harvesting their agave too young. They're letting it properly mature. They're using traditional methods. Those things cost money. Like, I get it. I get why it's priced where it is, and I think they could have priced it higher.
Without the additives,
Okay,
as
you're
pure
right.
as
You're
you
right.
can
You're right.
get.
Because I'm thinking like Tears is now 2. Well, Tears used to be 2.
That's a 1 liter.
219.
That's
Now
a
it's
1 liter.
True, it is 1 liter.
Oh yeah.
So, and it is a little bit higher proof.
He's right.
All right, I'll give it a 3.
Dutch
Fine.
No, I'm just right.
I'll make Dutch feel better about his purchase. All right.
All right, guys, let's get our final tally here. I went up 1 point to a 78.
I went up several points to 75.
77.
Which gives us our official Curiosity Public Ultimate Spirits Challenge score for Fuenteseca. Competition, sorry. What did I say, challenge?
Yeah, that's not us, okay?
Yeah. That's another people that stole our acronyms for
Another people.
another entity. Anyway, our official score for Fuenteseca 7-year extra Añejo, 76. Of course, we round down. It's a 76.6. Good showing. Solid.
Great showing.
Like the gasoline
That's
company.
a hi-ho silver.
Solid silver there. You know, honestly though, like you said, this ultimately it's academic. You know,
It is.
For the price you pay, and for a 7-year-old Añejo, it should be scoring higher than this. It really should.
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like it's close. It's just, I don't know, maybe we got a bad lot or something.
It's just that little.
I mean, would I open this up like if I let's say I was like hanging out with G Money, right?
It would be academic. It'd be like, hey, we just tried all these tequilas. Hey, let's try something really different. I wonder if this would pair well, like a white wine would pair.
Like fish,
Yeah.
like a shrimp taco.
Yeah, I think it actually would.
Branzino.
I just had a shrimp tacos.
You had a pretty good shrimp taco there. I tried one.
Really good.
Okay, guys, enough inanity from us. Jules, take us out.
Really? Enough? Tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, let us know how you feel. Subscribe for more videos for Curiosity Public. If you want to help us out, please consider joining Curiosity Private membership program here on YouTube. We're also on Patreon, and we are selling t-shirts.
Oh, yeah. We have a really cool
We have a new t-shirt.
tequila t-shirt
What?
that is in our shop.
Yeah.
You should go buy one right now.
Yeah. That's unique, huh?
It is.
High scores on uniqueness. Are you done?
Terrible. No, now you threw me off. What
we
else
have a
we got?
podcast.
Oh, we do have a podcast on the major podcast platforms out there. As always, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay curious. Dylan ready to do
Are
it.
you done? I know.
Are you done? Does that look like I'm finished? Name the movie.
Exactly. Does that look like I'm finished?
Now I'm finished. I expect you're probably expecting a nice gratuity.
Yes, that's what it is.
Maybe next time.
I got it.
Dylan doesn't know.
Maybe you're expecting a nice gratuity. Maybe
I
next
suppose
time.
you're expecting a nice gratuity. I think that's what it is.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well. Yeah. A little lackluster for the price, honestly. I mean, it's a 76. That's the right score, I think.
I mean, the 20 was it the 24 year or whatever that we had?
Wherever we
was
had,
really great.
that was
Amazing.
I mean, and everything that's here, you can see the trajectory.
Right.
Yeah.
All the flavors got richer. The mouthfeel was way better.
I think you nailed it, honestly, with your analysis. Like perhaps because he's using that same process, for that
That's
the
what I feel like.
longevity.
I feel like his goal is those 20
to
years.
get that.
Like,
Yeah.
And then it really gets
This is just kind of like a
build to
intermediary step.
Part
It's
of
like
the business
tasting the
time.
soju on the
Yeah,
road.
that's
It's like,
true.
All right.